So guys, this is our Healthy Habits class with a heavy focus on MetaPWR products, as well as the micronutrients inside the lifelong vitality supplements. I'm just going to stretch this to a full screen. I have many different things here open. And here we go. So the purpose of this class is really to show you how you can live a really powerful life through supplementation, smart supplementation, but also to taking into consideration all those other elements that we have to, so moving our body, digestion, lowering toxins in our life, increasing the priority of our sleep. And really here, this is the question that I want you to ask yourself is what brings you here and what are you solving for? What are you looking for solutions for in your life? You can put them in the chat if you want to, or you can just keep them in your head, whichever way you like. But are you here just because you're curious about a natural, healthy lifestyle, or do you actually have some health concerns that you're working on? And the whole theme of tonight is, do you want to live younger, longer, and look and feel even better? It's like, drop the mic. Yes, please. That's what we're here for. Absolutely. And there is so much science now around how we can extend our health span, and our health span and our lifespan should be equal. That means running and dropping dead while you're running, not at an early age, but at a later age in your life. And I always say, die young as late as possible. And so you may need to think through that a little bit, but die young as late as possible. And the book that we always refer to is Dr. David Sinclair. And Tahira, I know you're a fan. You've been girl fanning all week, haven't you?
I need to read this. I haven't read it yet.
Oh, it's
neither have I.
It's really good. So there's a podcast to hear talk about what you've been doing all week.
So as you know, I stopped watching TV, so I've got all this free time in my hand, which gives me a lot more time to do research on doTERRA stuff. And Dr. David Sinclair blew my mind on how futuristic the advancements are on how to understand cell regeneration and not only stopping the aging process, but turning back the aging process with scientific data relating to it. And he's been doing this in the field for like the past 30 or 40 years. So he's a very well-seasoned academic who's got like 2 doctorates on a postdoctorate level. But I would actually start off by listening to his podcast before reading his book, because I think his book will be very technical without the context of how things are related to certain things. If you're only reading the book without the actual live understanding of where it's coming from and the different conversations that he has. And he is brilliant. I would highly recommend his Spotify podcast. What is the name of the podcast again? Yeah. What is the name of the podcast?
It's called the same thing. It's called Lifespan.
Lifespan, the lifespan, and it's got like 1 hour podcast from like 1 to 12 or 13 different series, and it's brilliant. And I didn't know.
Yes.
I didn't know that Pete said that Dr. David Sinclair was one of the advisors on the MetaPWR system when MetaPWR was being created. So that I was like, oh, it's so cool.
And also, he is Australian. We will claim him as Australian. So
I've like listening to it. It says I listened to it like 3 years ago. That's manifestation right there. Sorry.
You are hilarious. You're the winner. Okay, so David Sinclair, the other one to put on your radar too is a new book dropping today, which I'm so excited about. Hi, Crystal. Is it still your birthday?
Happy birthday, Crystal.
Happy birthday.
We have a festival. It just has to continue for a week. And so the other book to put on your radar is by Dr. Mark Hyman. Comes out today. It's called Young Forever.
Oh, I can't wait to read that.
It's so good. So good. Coming out today.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
And so let's flick over here. So what's getting in your way of your health goals at the moment? And this is just little drops that remind you or just, perk up your thinking about, lean into it and be honest with yourself. Is it high stress levels that are blocking you from reaching your health goals? Is it lack of exercise? I know for me, I love to move my body, but just with a really full day sometimes. It's like, I missed that. And I have a really solid schedule. I really like to honor my schedule. But there's just life gets in the way sometimes, yeah. And then all of a sudden it's like, I missed it. So lack of quality sleep. If you're looking for some really great tools, I wrote an ebook a few weeks ago, and you can find it on my Instagram. It's doing really well, actually. I'm happy how it's the first time ever I've charged for an ebook. I've charged for my courses on eczema, but it's the first time I've charged for an ebook, and it's $9.99. I think it's a nice price point, and it's zooming out the door. I'm really quite pleased. So nutrient deficiencies. So this is all about smart supplementation and exposure to toxins. So these are the areas that we love to talk about in doTERRA, and we really call them the doTERRA gospel, because it's really the crux of well-being. And when you get to the root cause of issues in your health, that's when you get to well-being, when listening to what your body really needs. So this is what our focus is all the time in doTERRA. The foundation is always nutrition and digestion. You can't have a wellness program without nutrition and focusing on nutrition. You just cannot, because nutrition is everything. It's the building blocks of your body. It feeds your cells. Digestion is all about where your immune system is housed too. So 70% of your immune system is inside your gut. If you have a really healthy microbiome, you're going to have a really solid digestion, which means a really solid immune system. Movement and metabolism is the next block on top of nutrition. Movement, of course. Metabolism is the MetaPWR products that we'll be talking about shortly. Rest and management. Everyone who comes to me, I would say 90% of the people that come to me have sleep issues. People just don't make sleep a priority. They tend to race through the day, get everything done or nearly everything done. Bon appetit, Tahira. And then they'll fall into bed. And what we really need to be doing is 3 hours before bed, slowing down. 2 hours before bed, slowing down. 1 hour before bed, really slowing down. And I educate a lot on 3-2-1 protocol. So 3 hours before bed, no more food in the body. 2 hours before bed, no more work, so we can start to switch off the mind. And then 1 hour before bed, no more screen time, so it's not waking up your cortisone in your body, and your body can start to produce the melatonin. And the next level up above the rest and managing stress is reducing your toxicity and detoxification, making sure your detox pathways are open and allowing you to remove toxins from your body. And in doTERRA, we talk about 5 different areas of detoxification. It's your skin, the largest organ in your body. It's one of the most important to detox and make sure it's filtering. The other is your colon. Then there's your liver, your kidney, and your lungs. Those 5 areas is what we work on in our detoxification. And we have a fantastic cleanse and restore protocol that we do. And this is something that Tahira started on when you started your journey, yeah? And the cleanse and restore goes through 3 different, you can call them a module or a section, and 10 days for each section. And they take you through a cellular cleanse, a filtering organ cleanse, and a bombarding your cells with healthy nutrition and cleaning out your gut. It's a great cleanse. I'm starting mine on the 1st of March. Every time I take a long-haul flight around the world, the next day I'll start a cleanse. So I'm flying to California on the 28th of this time next week, guys. So I won't be here next week, but we'll have somebody filling in. Or I might be here before I jump on the plane. We'll see. And so every time I take a long-haul flight, I do a cleanse the next day. I just want to get rid of all that out of my system. And it's also really great for any kind of jet lag. And if you walk into the sunshine and reset your circadian rhythm by looking at the sunshine, it's one of the best ways to fight off any kind of jet lag. And then the last 2 platforms that we have here is Informed Self-Care. And that's really targeted for what your health is looking for. Tahira.
Yeah, before we move on to the next platform, one of the best things you ever told me, and I would love a reminder of it, is when I was doing the cleanse and restore, you said it's weeding, seeding, and feeding.
Yeah.
Now that I know the products and the system a little bit better, can you clarify? I don't know if that is coming up, But if you can just, in a nutshell, clarify what is the weeding, seeding, and feeding part, that would be awesome.
Yeah, absolutely. So it's exactly like the analogy of gardening. So you can garden inside your gut. So the weeding, seeding, and feeding, they do go in that way. You want to weed out the bad bacteria, first of all. Get rid of that. It's not serving you. It's actually holding you back with your well-being. Then you want to seed your gut with really good probiotics and prebiotics. And I'll show you those shortly that we have in doTERRA. And then the third one is feeding. So you want to feed that good bacteria so it continues to propagate, continues to grow your microbiome, so it's really quite diverse. So that's the weeding, the seeding, and the feeding. And it's something that we actually need to do constantly. Hey, Dee, welcome. It's something that we need to do constantly so that we have a really diverse microbiome, yeah? Does that help, Tahira? Yeah, cool. Okay, guys, let's flip over the page. We want to talk about this slide here. This is a pretty alarming slide that talks about, we talked about this last week too, only 6.8%, so less than 7% of US adults have optimum cardiometabolic health. And it's really, this was a report done on 55,000 people in 2018. So a lot happened in 2020, 21, 22, and 23, yeah? Between that time, we've had a little thing called a worldwide pandemic, which locked everyone at home and made everyone really unfit and really unhealthy. And so I would dare say that this 6.8% has actually even decreased even more, which is really alarming. And we'll talk tonight a lot about what metabolic health is. And a factor of metabolic health is really good nutrition. And you can look at this picture and go, this is how a lot of people are eating these days. And just full on complex carbohydrates, things that look like food and that actually are not food. It's just engineered food, things that are made in a plant, not by a plant. So we should be really looking at the source of all ingredients all the time, whether it's the source of the supplements that you take, whether it's the source of the ingredients that you make your food with. I always think if you sit there and you look at a cake, if you break that down into every single ingredient, would you eat that ingredient by itself? And a lot of the time, things like red dye, you wouldn't eat red dye alone. Things like baking powder that has aluminium inside. So deconstruct your food visually and think, okay, what are the ingredients? This is the chef coming out of me now, guys. So I don't know if you think about food this way, but I do. I deconstruct it right down and think, what can I take out and what can I swap for something fresh and healthy? Your fridge should be full of leafy greens. So lots of cabbage and cauliflower and broccoli and kale, Brussels sprouts. I love baked Brussels sprouts. Tahira, I think I was telling you this week about my Brussels sprouts fetish that I have. I love getting Brussels.
I love Brussels sprouts. They're the best.
Me too.
How did they come out? How did they come out, Pete? The ones that you made?
Oh, they always come out great. Always great.
Wonderful.
Because you can't go wrong. You slice the Brussels sprout in half. You put a little bit of olive oil, salt and pepper, and then I make up a sauce of, sometimes a little bit of salt-free soy sauce or any kind of little seasoning that you want, and then you bake them in the oven for 1 hour. And what happens is that they get really gooey inside and a little bit crispy on the outside. Who's getting hungry? This is suddenly turned into a cooking class. But baked Brussels sprouts, yum. So yum. And it's something that I avoided when I was a kid. I hated them. And so if you give your body what it needs, your body will actually just flourish. And I love this image here. So your body has the amazing capacity to thrive when you give it what it needs. And what it needs is everything that we just talked about. Really great nutrition, a lot of good sleep, a lot of good movement, remove toxins from your life. People don't realize how debilitating, especially for female bodies, toxins are. And they can just disrupt so many bodily systems. Think about perfume, for example. Where do we spray our perfume? On our thyroid. And how many women have issues with thyroids?
Lots.
Yeah, exactly. This is like a pantomime. And so what you what you need to do is cut out perfume to begin with. And when people say, "Oh, my perfume doesn't last very long on my skin," that's a good thing because your body's actually fighting it and removing it. So as soon as it's sprayed on, your body goes into high alert and goes, "There's toxins in my body. Let's start removing it." Your toxin pathways is down here and down to your armpit. But what happens, a lot of people who spray on perfume also wear aluminium deodorant and antiperspirant. So it prevents them from actually perspiring, which they need to remove that toxin. And then where does it go? Into their blood, into their liver, and into their kidneys. And then they'll pee out that perfume. But it's traveled all through their body, through their cells. It's a poison. It's been engineered. And the reason why your Chanel perfume smells exactly the same every time is because it's fake. There's nothing natural about it. And natural, we call them pure foom, our beautiful essential oils. And so this one's called Tamer, which is great for our gut. Sometimes they smell slightly different because there's this capacity in nature to have a different season, to have different rain, to have different soil. And so there will be slight variance. doTERRA do a really great job at keeping it close to the profile, but there's slight changes. Tahira?
Doesn't doTERRA have a perfume line coming out, or don't they already have one already existing?
Well, funny you ask. This one here I love. So this one is Majestic Law. They released them. Isn't it cute? It's a tiny little one. But
it smells really good as well.
Yeah, if you can smell me, I'm wearing it now. We should have like smell-o-vision. But this one here is, the difference is that it's essential oil, and the base is actually fermented sugar. There's no alcohol. So the fermented sugar holds it on your skin longer. There's nothing engineered in here. It's all natural. And they've bottled it like a really cute little perfume. So I feel like I'm getting my Chanel from my old uneducated days. And now in my educated days, this one here is really, really cute. So it's got a cute, even the inside looked exactly like a perfume bottle. It's beautiful. So I've had this and I use it quite often. It's really long lasting. It'll last all day. Like, different to an essential oil. Essential oil will permeate through your cells. This one will actually linger on your skin longer. It's got a longer, it doesn't flash off like essential oils because of the sugar fermentation. So this is not going to be bad for your thyroid. They bring them out once a year in November. It's during the holiday season. So last year there was three different ones. And when I was in Colorado in September, I saw this one at convention. I'm like, I can't wait. Finally, a men's. We're slightly outnumbered.
It doesn't smell too masculine though. Like a female could wear it as well. They've done a really nice balance at kind of making it gender neutral.
Exactly. It's let me see if I can. It's really woody. It doesn't actually say on the bottom what's in it.
Does it have wintergreen in it?
I don't think so.
Or cypress?
Let me see if I can find it actually.
It definitely had like woody smell to it.
Maybe I can bring it up here on this computer. Yeah, it's very, very woody, very earthy.
Yeah.
Won't be a second.
It's good.
It's yum, isn't it?
Yeah, I was sad that I didn't get one.
You got to be quick sometimes with the holiday items. Jess.
Wait till November.
Yes, you can save up till then. Majestic Law. I'll actually have to put doTERRA because it may come up with some folk story from your part of the world, Shifra. Majestic Law. Majestic Law doTERRA. We'll see if it works. While I wait for this to come up, I'll keep the slide going. For some reason, my internet dropped out on this computer.
Do you want me to see if I can check on my phone?
Yeah, that'd be great if you could. So let's talk about some solutions now to all of those things that we were just talking about. And we want to talk about two systems. So one system is about movement and metabolism and metabolic health. The other one is about nutrition and digestion. And with these two systems, we talk about increased energy, increased mental clarity through removing inflammation in the brain. We talk about weight management and so many other things that are related to those two topics as well. I think I found Majestic Law, guys.
I didn't.
Here it is here. So inside, oh, it's a long list. There is balsam fir, bergamot, hinoki from Japan. There is also sandalwood. There is patchouli, which is really funny because back in the 90s, that's what I used to spray on everyone from the podium at the nightclub. So that's hilarious back in the day. I'm a long time essential oil user, but I hate to think that was probably not real patchouli. I was probably burning everyone's eyes out. So there's also cinnamon, there's magnolia, ylang ylang, oak moss, and lavender.
Wow.
Yeah, huge. Something you could never, ever, ever come up with yourself. You know, just even if you did take all those ingredients and make it, it wouldn't smell the same because there's science behind how they layer the essential oils and to come up with something so beautiful as this. And when you do go to doTERRA convention, there's a tour that you can actually go through the doTERRA headquarters, and they take you through how they make the oils, and they take you through the science there. It's so fascinating. I've been 3 times, and I'll be back again in early April as well. It's an incredible tour. You can never get tired of it. So I want to jump over this slide here and move into the products. These guys here, this is our Lifelong Vitality Supplement Pack. It's a trio. They come together. Generally, when a new market opens, Farah, these won't be available straight away in Dubai, but there's ways that we can get them to you. And we're already getting them into people already. Even in India as well, we get these products into India. We get them into markets that aren't open because they're the number one selling product in doTERRA. And generally, when doTERRA open a new market, they'll open it with oils first, and then they'll start to bring in the supplementation later. So
I guess in the time being, I could just use Shop and Ship if I wanted to order.
Yeah,
Shop and Ship account straight from the States or wherever.
Yeah, exactly. And I know Shifa talked to you about whenever you want to, just start, and you can just start small if you want to. Just dabble in some things. But these guys, these are so amazing. So the first one is the vitamins and minerals. Minerals is really important because our soil is so depleted, and minerals comes from the minerals in the earth. So we do need to top up. We need to top up the gap that's missing in our dietary requirements. We're going to break these down in detail. The second one is alpha CRS, which is it's a cellular complex which works on removing oxidization, free radicals from our cells so that our cells get more energy, that we don't age as fast, removes brain fog. And then on the right-hand side is our beautiful fish oil. And the fish oil comes from Peru. Well, the fish come from Peru. Then we manufacture the fish and turn them into our beautiful fish oil. And it's then encased in essential oil. And the essential oil stops the fish oil from going rancid. And this is so key so that it's at optimum when you take that product. Now, if you were to add up all of the cost of every individual supplement, I can't believe someone's actually sat down in doTERRA and worked this out. It's around about $1,345 that you would be paying for the equivalent benefits of the ingredients. So the pack, depending on which market you're in, is around about $79, $80 for this pack. And that's for a 1 month. Some people take half a dose, and then that's for 2 months. Yeah. So you could start with the first week on half a dose and see how your body reacts. And if there's nothing adverse, then you could go into something like the full dose. Tahira, did you have something to add?
Not something to add as much as what it is a question. Yeah. And that is that when you order the MetaPWR system and you order the LLV as an add-on, is the LLV cheaper than $79?
Oh, yeah, really good question. So there's something that you can do where you put the Lifelong Vitality Pack into your shopping cart, then you press edit, and you can then add 3 add-ons. So the Lifelong Vitality stays the same price at $79 US, but then you can add on 3 extra products. You can add on a collagen, 25% cheaper. You can add on your digestive enzymes, your probiotics. You can add on your kids supplements. And I think I've got a slide coming up soon that shows you all the different add-ons. So really great question. And we love to educate you how to maximize your doTERRA membership. Also to keep in mind too that when you become a member in doTERRA, you get to begin with 10% off in points back. So everything that you order, you get 10% back. And that builds up. Every 3 months, you increase by 5% until you get to a maximum of 30% back. And so if you've been doing this for about 12 months, you'll get your wholesale price first as well, which is 25% off the retail price. So already every time you shop, you're getting 25% off. And then you get 30% back as well. So it's 55% off every product. It's crazy. I just did an order today and I used 220 points, which was $220 of free value. And that only took me 3 months to get that. So it's crazy because I get about I do a $200 order a month. My supplements, my shampoo, my skincare, everything that I'd be buying normally anyway. I just have moved it to doTERRA because I find their products are so clean, they're so ethical, and it all comes in one box. I don't need to run around and shop everywhere. So my wellness box comes to the door, but then I'm getting $60, $70 back in points every month. I save it for 2 or 3 months and just do a big shop up. So it's incredible. Shifra.
Yeah, I was just gonna say the Alpha CRS was the one supplement that I had to work on for quite some time to get my gut to accept it. So I would start off at like 1 in the morning, then 1 in the afternoon, and then I went to 2 in the morning, 2 in the afternoon, and then I just went back to 2. But I did find that the Microplex, the Omega, the Deep Blue, all of that was fine. But the Alpha CRS one, I reacted to until I slowly built it up.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
I think it's quite common that some people do react to it a little bit in the beginning.
Sometimes our bodies are just not conditioned for it, depending on our lifestyle. These are really, really great products. But sometimes we just need to, like you're saying, Shifra, it's great advice, work our body up to it. And so our body will accept it. And sometimes when you feed your body in the beginning really great nutrition, your body's like, freak out. You know, what is this to begin with? And is it going to be coming regularly, or do I need to store it up and just to spread it out? So it's kind of like a Pac-Man that hits that crazy stealth mode and starts going nuts and eating up all the healthy nutrition. So always, 80s kid, it's always the image that I get in my brain. So let's dive in and just dissect the Alpha CRS. The first thing that you will see is that everything is just natural products. Turmeric, grapeseed. Tahira, this is your word of the week, isn't it? Resveratrol. This is this is in the skin of the grapeseed. So it's one of our longevity genes. And if you think now it's a real buzz kind of topic, longevity, doTERRA has been doing this product for 12 years with these products inside. The recipe hasn't been changed, just tweaked slightly, but they're way ahead of the game. Sesame seed, pine bark, Boswellia serrata at the top is frankincense, and we should have a lot of frankincense in our diet. Green tea extract, pomegranate, pineapple, milk thistle is great for cleansing out our liver and our kidney. And pomegranate has punicic acid inside, which is incredible for collagen, building collagen in your skin. So they're all the ingredients, everything you can identify with. It's quite incredible. The benefits of Alpha CRS is that it really supports your healthy cell function. It helps your mitochondria inside your cell, and it really helps to fight these free radicals. So an antioxidant has even amount of electrons, but a free radical has one missing. So what an antioxidant does is it donates an electron to the free radical and destroys it. It's really quite cool. And this is how we remove free radicals from our cells. And this one here, the Alpha CRS, is really responsible for that clarity of the mind, removing that inflammation in the mind by bombarding your body with all those healthy polyphenols and antioxidants. And this is our fish oil. Again, everything we can pronounce. There's nothing engineered. Vitamin D's and E's, clove oil, and you may be wondering why clove oil. The clove oil and the frankincense oil and the chamomile oil actually help to suspend the fish oil so it doesn't go rancid. And the ginger oil and the wild orange help to soothe your gut so that you can absorb into the body even faster. So it's marine, and there's also plant-based omega in this as well. And the plant-based comes from ahahi flower from South Africa, Tahira, your part of the world. And it's actually the highest source of natural omega-3 in a plant, in plant-based. And if you're vegan, then we have a vegan version as well. But this is the non-vegan version. Sorry if my Wi-Fi is a bit jumpy. And then if we dive into this a little bit more, if I can work it. Hello. Hello. Keep going. There we are. So fish oil. We know that omega-3 is really great for cardiovascular, your heart and lungs. It's really great for lubricating all of your joints and providing more comfort in your ligaments. It's great for immune system, like really super great for like immune system in your gut. It's great for your nervous system, your eyes, your brain, your skin, your hair. A lot of people take fish oil for the external properties like your hair, skin, nails. But every time you take supplementation, it always works on your vital organs first, and then it'll go to the extremities next. Omega-3, we've talked about, there's a plant-based source and there's also a marine-based source in here. The marine-based is Peru. So mackerel, sardines, and squid is what we use, and with no lead and no mercury poisoning inside there. And our whole fish industry is really screwed up. It's really scary how much lead and mercury poisoning there is from the dirty ocean, but also what we feed those fish as well. So once we get to the collagen in a little bit, we also have marine-based collagen. So that's our fish oil. This is the vegan version. I'm not going to go into the detail of it, but just know that there is a vegan version. There's a cute little leafy V there as well, just to identify. You can buy your Lifelong Vitality pack as a vegan pack or as a non-vegan pack. And the Microplex VMZ, you don't need to worry about the name, but this one is our vitamins and minerals. It's food nutrient complex, and that means your body identifies that it's food and it'll absorb into your body quite fast. And you'll find that it won't actually go through your liver and kidney, and you won't pee it out in the bathroom, which is great. You don't want to waste your supplementation. If you're good at chemistry, you'll know exactly what all of those are. And if not, then it doesn't matter. Just know that there's 22 different vitamins and minerals inside this pack, and it's your daily measured requirement. So if you're working on something which is a bit more targeted, maybe hormone balance, sleep, maybe you've got some inflammation in the body that you need to target, chemotherapy, anything, then you may need to further supplement with something else. I do turmeric capsules. I add those to my diet because I want to keep my inflammation down in my body as much as possible. This has turmeric inside, but we also want to, if you've got inflammation, increase it. If you're living in a polluted city, you probably want to take something like DDR Prime, which will help to keep your cells really resilient as well. And so here's the benefits of vitamins and minerals. Like, this is not new to any of you. Things like magnesium really helps you to sleep. It's great for the nervous system, to calm the nervous system, supports healthy digestion, fights free radicals with all the antioxidants. Nothing new in here for you, but just know that it's, like everything in doTERRA, a super high quality source to begin with. You can't start with a Big Mac and hope to get healthy. Yeah, you can't be putting oils on a Big Mac and end up, with the lifestyle that you want if you want to be healthy. It doesn't work that way. You have to start with a really great source and then work from there. Do you hear something to add?
Yeah, just something that you told me the other day that was really important. I didn't realize it, is that all the ingredients from the Microplex comes from a food source itself. It's not like something that is synthetically made to add into your diet. So it's very different to a multivitamin. So I thought that was a pretty awesome point to make, that the food supplement that you have in the microplex is not the same as a multivitamin that you would get from a pharmacy.
Yeah, absolutely. And a lot of the time, multivitamins are bombarding your body with like 2,000 milligrams of vitamin C. Your body doesn't need that unless you've got an issue, a concern. And normally you need about 90 to 100 milligrams of vitamin C in your diet. And the very last bullet point you can see there, guys, it says includes a patent glycoprotein matrix for enhanced bioavailability. Whew. What that means, it's a yeast. It's a yeast, and that it helps to pre-digest. This sounds horrible, especially if you're eating dinner, I'm sorry, but it pre-digests your vitamins before it hits your gut. And that means that because it's pre-digested, your enzymes don't need to do as much work in your gut. It'll just absorb into your gut so much faster. So bioavailable means that bio from biology, availability, everybody's body is like a superhuman computer. And so we want to, based on your body chemistry, you'll have different bioavailable levels. So we want to make sure that this matrix here, it's your food is pre-digested or your supplements are pre-digested, so your gut doesn't need to do as much work, and all of the nutrients aren't just absorbed into the gut. We want it to go into the blood system so it feeds all through your body and into your cells. So that point there is huge compared to all the different supplements on the market. Absolutely huge. Most supplements on the market, I spent about 2 years researching supplements through my nutrition course. Most are rock minerals that you just cannot even digest. They go into your body doesn't even break them down. They just go straight out, or you pee them out, and it's a beautiful yellow color. So moving right along. The vegan version is the same, but it all comes from a vegan plant source. So now let's dive in a little bit more into metabolic health and the difference between the micronutrients, which we just looked at, and now we're moving more into macronutrients. And macronutrients are things like carbohydrates, fats, and proteins, and how we utilize them in the body. And this is a system that doTERRA has. It's an incredible system, actually. Now, it's broken down into really 3 products, even though there's 6 products here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and actually, let's start that again. 1, so this one on the left here is a beadlet. I'm going to break these down. This one here is an oil. The gum and the soft gel is exactly the same, but a different format. So you may start with this kit, and then you may go, well, actually, I love to use the beadlet. I think the beadlets are great. They fit into my lifestyle. They've got 1/4 of a drop of essential oil inside here, and then I can just munch on them whenever I get a bit of a hangry feeling or my sugar levels drop, or I feel like I'm going to be bad and go and eat a chocolate bar. So what this oil does, it's help me out, guys, lemon, grapefruit, peppermint, cinnamon. Yeah, is that right? So those 4 oils inside. And what they do, it curbs your hunger cravings. They curb your sugar cravings. It gets you out of the gym and home safely without running to the mini mart and grabbing a chocolate bar, if you're like me and you don't want to destroy the workout that you've just done. So super powerful. I've got it inside my water here. So this is 500 mils. This is my lovely doTERRA water bottle with a stainless steel. If you're ever using oils in water, you want to use stainless steel. So this is all stainless steel inside, or you want to use glass or ceramic. Don't use plastic because the oil will leach into the plastic and the chemicals will come into the water. So 500 mils, I have 1 or 2 drops inside here. I probably take about 10 drops of MetaPWR a day in my water. I've been taking this since September last year. I've seen a significant change in my fat level in my body. I'm not a fat guy anyway, but I've seen more definition in my shoulders. And this is also from the collagen, because the collagen helps to tighten your muscles, and the MetaPWR helps to remove fat from your body. What it does is it actually stops your fat cells from maturing and getting fat. Isn't that a cute word? Maturing fat cells. It's so diplomatic. And so everyone has the same number of fat cells in your body. But what happens is that this blend of essential oils helps to curb that like a balloon, your fat cells from growing up, and it actually deflates them. So super cool. Now let's dive into these a little bit more. So these 4 here, like I talked about, they inhibit the fat cell growth, they curb cravings, especially sugar cravings, and they really support metabolic health. And metabolic health is really everything. So you can get it as an oil, you can get it as a little beadlet, and a beadlet has a 1/4 of a drop of oil inside. I have these on me all the time. So this is my doTERRA bag, and in my doTERRA bag, I have my doTERRA man bag. And so this one I carry around every single day. Every day it's got something different inside, just depending on what I've got going on. And there it is, right on the top. There's my MetaPWR inside here. So that's the one that you can see just there. Inside, if I roll them out, this is going to be a little bit hard to show, but that is it there. Are my fingernails clean? Yes, they are. That's good. So this one here is a little beadlet, and it's got a 1/4 of a drop of essential oil inside. Now, if you're in a supermarket and you're looking at all the food and you're getting really hungry and you're being tempted for something naughty, pop one of these in your mouth and it will take that kind of urge away. It's incredible how fast it works. And when you bite on it, it's taking oil sublingually. So underneath your tongue, there's a really great freeway of blood vessels to absorb that oil and send it right through your body. So one, it sends a message to your limbic system in your brain and says, you know what, I don't need that. It curbs these sugar cravings. The cinnamon is quite powerful in doing that, as well as the grapefruit. So the difference over here is this is a soft gel, and the soft gel has 4 drops of essential oil inside. And then this is the gum. Now, what I do is probably every 3 months I buy this kit, and then I'll top it up in between, because this oil will last me 3 or 4 months. Even if I'm using, there's 250 drops inside. So if you work out 2 drops, 5 drops a day, it'll last you a long time. The beadlets probably last me 2 months. There's 125 inside. Oops, sorry, sneak preview. And then this one here has 90 inside. So it's designed to have 3 a day. And I do that. I have 3 a day of these, one with each meal throughout the day. And the gum, I'm not a gum chewer, so I give them away. And then every month I may just top up on something different. I might top up on that, or the next month top up on that. And they're not expensive. This one here we really need to talk about. This is quite different. It's still in the metabolic range. And this one here is talking about, we highlighted it last week. This is the metabolic assist. It has berberine, and it also has mulberry inside. These 2 raw botanicals are incredible for cutting the spikes off. If you imagine getting some scissors and cutting the spikes off your insulin when it spikes up. So it flattens out your insulin. Now, every time your insulin spikes in your body, you age. And if there's one thing you could do to slow down your aging in your body, it's to lower your insulin spikes. And this is all of the research at the moment. And have a think about our increased diabetes rate at the moment. It's really freaky. We're going to have a epidemic in the next few years where more than half of the population will be diabetic. And this is really, really scary. And so it puts a toll on the health industry. It puts a toll on their families. And it puts a toll on basically every aspect of life. Yeah. So Shifra, you have your hand up.
Yeah, I was just going to say the order in which you eat your food is also really important. So if you eat your carbs first, you're going to get a higher glucose spike than if you eat veggies, protein, and then your carbs last.
Yeah.
So the veggies, the fiber in the veggies helps slow the absorption. The protein helps stop the spike from your carbohydrate. So I think I was chatting with one of my clients today about it. So if you're going to use something like metabolic assist, but also use it in addition to how you eat your food, the order of you eat your food. And it's going to help hugely in terms of people that have diabetes or even just sugar crashes and glucose drops and all that kind of stuff. But definitely the order that you eat your food is really important.
It's so fascinating, isn't it? Thank you for sharing.
Really cool.
Yeah, there's on Instagram, I'm obsessed with Glucose Goddess.
I love her.
Yeah, I want to be her. She's just so freaking awesome. And there was something that she brought out the other day, and it was about sweet potatoes. If you eat sweet potatoes hot, as opposed to sweet potatoes when they are cooled for an hour, there's such a significant decrease in your insulin spike. It's science is fascinating. Like,
I think that's the resistant starch. It's the same with white potatoes. If you eat white potatoes cooler, it's the resistant starch. It's like you don't get the same glucose spike because the resistant starch in it once it's cooled down.
Isn't it fascinating?
Yeah.
It's so, and this is what you're saying too about layering your food and how you eat. You can't know too much about this kind of stuff. You just can't. And then you just go out there and spread it with everyone around you, and they think you're an idiot for a little while, but then they start to listen to you. And we just need to keep chipping away at people. We are like the salmon swimming upstream. Everything we're doing is the opposite to what people are used to, because big pharma want to numb everybody down and make everybody ignorant. So we need to be the disruptors, get out there and disrupt, and just keep talking and talking. It doesn't matter if people think that you have gone crazy. I think that everyone else has gone crazy because they've been numbed down, and they go to the doctor. The doctor just gives them, a friend today went to the doctor with a rash and they gave him antibiotics. It's crazy. And so the rash comes from your gut. Antibiotics is going to inflame the gut even more, which is going to mean that he's going to have more of a rash issue. Sure, in the beginning, it may take it away from the skin, but it's going to come out in different ways in a deeper form. So the metabolic assist here is all about not allowing the sugars to absorb into your blood system. And so you don't get those insulin spikes in a very, very natural way through the berberine, through the mulberry. Do your research on berberine, do your research on mulberry. It's equivalent to metformin, which is the medication being used and prescribed to people on diabetes. Yeah. And
my celebrity crush did a great video on that. He's great.
Oh yeah. That was the dude that you showed me?
Yeah, he's my celebrity crush.
Who's your celebrity crush?
The Huberman Lab, the guy from he's the freaking best. He's so smart. But he did this amazing video on berberine and how it's like does it practically the exact same thing as what metformin did. Yep. I just love him. He's amazing.
I love him too. He is absolutely amazing.
Here he is.
I also want to have a crush. Sure.
Oh, he's great. Have a crush on him.
Huberman.
And
I think I might have seen him.
Such a brain.
Is he Professor Huberman? And he does these 2-hour podcasts.
Yeah,
on YouTube.
He does a meditation
with
as
Dr.
well.
David Sinclair.
Okay, girls.
He actually has a podcast.
He does. Sorry, B.
I mean, I know you too much.
Getting excited. The pheromones in here. Sorry,
B. Just hijacked your call.
I can feel it. Okay, so metabolic. This is awesome for lowering those insulin spikes. And then the last one in the MetaPWR package, in the kit, the system we call it, is really the pièce de résistance. This one is incredible. Our collagen. And this collagen is like no other collagen on the market. It really isn't. There's 9 types of collagen inside this package. It's marine collagen from cold water fish, and 4 types of fish that comes from cold water streams in Italy. I was going to say India because India's on our on our brain,
on our radar.
But it's definitely in Italy. There's all sorts of incredible ingredients in here, not just the collagen. There's NMN, which is a precursor to your longevity genes, like your sirtuin longevity genes. It improves your cognition. And that's because it removes a lot of the inflammation in your brain. Even if you don't think you have cognition function disability, or like brain fog, when you start to take a product like this, for me, it was like 3 days later, and I thought I had a very clear cognition, but even a lot clearer. Increased energy, and it's not an external energy source. It's definitely an internal energy source, like teaching yourselves how to create their own energy through the NMN, and also too great for skin elasticity because it's collagen. Collagen, we need collagen, which is the most important protein in the body, but it starts to deplete when we're around about between 18 and 25 years of age. And so we do need to have a real quality source of collagen if we want to support like lean muscle and connective tissue and all those other amazing things I just said. So these are a lot of different health concerns that are out there at the moment. If you were to Google health concerns, these are some of the top ones that I came up with, like depression and heart disease, anxiety, diabetes, addiction to things, being overweight, autoimmune diseases. All of these things we can really focus on with a very solid wellness protocol. And we talked about it, nutrition. We talked about moving our bodies more. And it's not about doing a marathon every day. It's really about moving 30 minutes a day. It's great to do some HIIT workouts. It's great to stress the body, but not too far that we get an injury. But when we stress the body through like ice baths, when we push our body through interval training, it's good for our body. We need to do that. We need to grow. So there are a lot of the different health concerns. And then in our body, the foundation of wellness is really these 5 core needs: vitamins, minerals, essential fatty acids, amino acids, and antioxidants. So these are the 5 core nutrients. And between those 2 kits, we've got you covered. Between this kit here, which is the Healthy Habits kit, this is a great kit to start on with doTERRA. So it's got your lifelong vitality that we talked about tonight. There's also your digestive enzymes in here that help you to break down your food, give you a really solid, healthy microbiome. And this is your prebiotic and your probiotic, as well as a deep blue rub, which helps with muscle recovery. And then there's 5 oils in here too. Help with detoxing, help with sleep, help with balancing stress, help with cellular health and cellular protection. So this is a great kit to start with, the Healthy Habits kit. I start a lot of people on this kit. And then you can also then target different areas of your well-being with different programs. So you can start with the Healthy Habits kit here, and then you can add on different protocols. So I know we're just off the top of the hour, but give me a couple of moments and I'll just run through these. So if your goal is metabolism or weight loss, or you want to curb your diet a little bit, or your blood sugar is a little bit erratic, this is a great kit to start on. You could do the Healthy Habits kit in conjunction with the MetaPWR kit. Now, these 2 products here, the lemon is already inside this kit here, and the cinnamon is inside these products here as well. Cinnamon is incredible for blood sugar and lipid health. So if that's what you're solving for, this is a great place to look at. And whoever invited you on this call, you could tap back into them and they would be able to assist you. The next slide is a different protocol. It's looking at brain aging, cognition, and cellular health. And again, every protocol that we're talking about now has a base of these Healthy Habits here. Your nutrition products, your digestion products. And then the add-ons are these ones at the bottom. So I talked about turmeric before, and brain aging, cognition, cellular health. A lot of this is about inflammation. And so this turmeric product here is like no other turmeric on the market. It's double encapsulated. It's a dual chamber. And it has inside, it has the turmeric raw botanical, and it also has the turmeric oil. Tahira?
Yeah, with the DDR prime, in the oil of the DDR prime, can you have that oil internally too? Or is it only aromatically and topically and then the DDR capsules?
Yeah, absolutely.
How does that work?
Yeah, sure. So the DDR prime is this one on the right, and that one is exactly the same as the oil. So you can take the oil, and I do. It's quite intense because it has Litsea inside, and Litsea is a very powerful detoxant in the body. And so you can use the oil, or you can use the soft gel. Both of those you can use internally.
Perfect. Thank you.
The difference with the oil is that you can rub it on topically. So I still now, like 5 years on, I use DDR Prime every morning and every night. I rub it on the bottom of my feet. And DDR Prime is about cell resilience. So somebody who's been through chemotherapy and cancer, this is an incredible oil for that, for helping to make your cells resilient again. And remember, your cells need three things. Your cells need energy, your cells need protection, and your cells need those three. Just one more protocol, because I know we're going a little bit long, but this protocol here is another one that's working on joint and structural health. A lot of copaiba in here because it removes inflammation from your body. You can do copaiba as a soft gel. You can also do it as an actual oil. And then on the right-hand side, we have the deep blue polyphenol. Remember that polyphenols are incredible antioxidants. This also has the added turmeric and frankincense, which is just incredible for removing inflammation from your body, and then the collagen as well. So I'm just going to stop the share there. So guys, tonight we really went through a lot of what
all the supplements
are, and a lot of the supplements as well, and how they work together. Don't think that it's one or the other. It's actually both working.
The integrated method, yeah.
So Lifelong Vitality is working on your micronutrients, and then the MetaPWR is really working on your macronutrients. Are there any questions, guys? Happy to.
No, that was awesome. Thank you, Pete.
Sure. If you need to, anybody, you can jump off and run away, and I will wish you all a very good night.
Thank you so much for that. Honestly, that was great.
Thanks. I'm glad you're here.
No, really, I enjoyed it. I'm enjoying these so much.
Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And Tahira, did you have any last questions?
Not a question, but just like an observation that since I've been taking the MetaPWR the last 2 weeks for me, I haven't been able to drink coffee. It's as if the coffee is like a little too much for my system. So it's a little pushover. And I'm a little bit sad about that because I really love my ritual of coffee.
I'm really glad that hasn't happened to me.
I'm at the point where when I have a coffee, I'm like, I can't sit still. I can't sit still and focus. That I have to actually cut coffee out from my system.
A way to,
I'm not very happy about that.
A way to cut the kind of, I find if you mix the coffee with coconut oil, a little bit of coconut oil, the fat helps you not get so much anxiety. And sometimes I will put not the doTERRA collagen powder in it, but a different one. And basically the collagen and I know, Pete, I'm sorry. It doesn't go in coffee, okay? It doesn't go in coffee. But if I mix a scoop with collagen and coconut oil, you don't get, especially for women, you don't get the same cortisol spike as what you would with because my favorite thing in the morning is coffee.
Very good to know. Thank
MTC
you.
oil, yeah. So you can get bulletproof. It's called brain octane oil.
I think Farah had a suggestion as well.
Oh yeah.
No, I was gonna say, if you haven't tried, I mean, matcha lattes are great because it's got a lot of L-theanine, so coffee doesn't have that. So with coffee, you can feel jittery. Okay, you love the actual coffee. Okay.
Yeah. I love
matcha is
I'm a Robusta girl as well. Like I love the Vietnamese Robusta.
I love matcha. Oh my god. Yeah. I hate coffee though.
I think I'm a fan of matcha as well. And Tahira's natural resting state is probably somebody's marathon running state. And so there's little wonder that coffee gives you a buzz. I would say go half and half. go to a half a strength, which is half decaf and half full strength, and just see, because a lot of the time for people, it's the ritual of having a coffee. I give myself one coffee a day. It needs to be before 10 o'clock in the morning. And I grind my coffee myself, and I do a pour over at home. Then I use the coffee grounds 3 times a week. I put inside some coconut oil, and I put turmeric oil inside, and I scrub my face with it. And it's a great antioxidant for your skin, especially turmeric. Really great. So,
and you get to smell like coffee.
Oh, so good.
Coffee and turmeric, it's lovely.
Thank you so much, Pete. I really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Dee, did you have any questions at all? Are you okay, Dee? I'm glad you made it tonight. Yeah, all good? You've got the kids, don't you? Okay, everybody. See you next week. I hope if I can make it, there will be a class next week.
For sure.
Lovely. See you all soon. Thank you.
Bye, Pete.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Thanks for joining, everybody.